Hello, beautiful people, and hello, cowards. Okay, honestly, I think I need a new outro and a take two. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to a new video. Today, I'm here to discuss From Lukov with Love. So, I had read From Lukov with Love by Mariana Zapata with lots of expectations, and I have to say that I was disappointed. I was expecting a slow burn, and didn't work for me. My friends were just bashing me in the group chat, saying that it's 500 pages, not enough for you. And no, it's not. I have mentioned before that if it's a slow burn, it needs to be above 2,000 pages. At least, okay? At least 1,000 pages. Which is why I tend to love slow burn series with fantasy. And I've also mentioned before that on my earlier videos, I guess, that From Lukov with Love wasn't as appreciated by me. So I'm just gonna highlight a few of these perspectives. And oh wait, I'm kind of nervous because this is gonna be my first romance book review on this channel, and I've seen how readers and viewers, like the romance reader viewers, get when their favorite books are not appreciated. Nevertheless, I'm just gonna put out my own thoughts. It's completely subjective. I don't know why I have to still say that, but it's just me. I'm sitting in my own room with like wood strewn around in the storage room, and yeah, my closet's new. It's a bigger closet. It still needs to be varnished. Whatever. It's just a long disclaimer of 3+ minutes. Moving on. From Lukov with Love is that was the romance reader sparkling because I didn't like the favorite book. Is it Omen? Who knows? Oh yeah, I got a new table too. It's very comfy, I guess. Okay, we're done. Finally. The romance readers are gone. Or are they? From Lukov with Love is a slow burn romance. Yes, I'm in a slow burn elitist or whatever. Wait, can I see this? Lukov with like from Lukov with Love is a slow burn romance, and it follows Jasmine, who is an ice skater, and she's apparently a world-class ice skater who participates in world-class championships, and she has been having a few off seasons because her partner, she does pair skatings, and her partner basically ditched her for another person without even mentioning it to her first, so that was kind of traumatic for her. And suddenly Jasmine gets called into a coach's office and gets a proposition that she gets to become a partner of literal Satan himself, Ivan Lukov, for a year, and that contract will be for 1 year only, and then after they compete for 1 season, they will go their separate ways, and Ivan and his coach will find her a new partner. So that was that, and the setting of it is basically them preparing for a grand competition, like the seasons. I really wanted to see them compete. Kind of spoilery, I don't know, but very minor actually. Why would you just prepare for this competition for 500 pages and the competition itself is 1 page only. Why? I was so hyped because I loved Yuri on Ice, the anime. I was expecting something like that, plus the slow burn with like a bit more enticing maybe. Except it was straight, but whatever. I just didn't enjoy it as much because I was just expecting something else, and unfortunately I was led to believe that after the preparation of the competition itself would take place. Maybe. I don't know. The point of this whole book was that they will compete. Like, the whole premise or the setting of it is. Then we just get 1 page of competition. Like, I'm sorry I'm ranting like on and on, but I just feel so strongly about this one. It's I think I mentioned that pretty well. And so they start getting closer to each other. They used to be, Ivan and Jasmine, they used to be rivals or just, frenemies, or most likely little Satan himself. So she kind of hated him and she thought that he hated her back because of the insults and banter maybe. So she was led to believe that he also hated her. And they get closer. As they practice, they build trust and friendship, camaraderie, and all that is fine and dandy. Like, it just slowly progresses towards something more with the feelings, and I just didn't ship them because I didn't think that they had chemistry. I honestly, I just thought that they would be so better off as friends, like as just like pairs, like dancing partners, skating partners. But I didn't think the romance I expected was so necessary because it was just so rushed at the end, in my opinion, because let's see, the friendship that they evolved from that their previous rivalry or whatever, and they were just, it was really good, it was well done, I'd give it that. But after that, what comes after that, romantic relations, romantic feelings or whatever, that was just so rushed that I didn't see the point of it. It led me to believe that, yeah, they can be good friends, but not really as a good partner except for the physical attraction. So that was the friendship that they built. That was a really good point. And another things I liked about it was the descriptions of the figure skating. I kind of enjoy watching some skate routines on my free time, like Yuzuru Hanyu, and there was this one Olympic, like 2014, where the American pair skaters like competed with the Indian Bollywood songs, and that routine is one of my most favorite. Like, I watch this semi-regularly, right? So I absolutely loved learning more about the ice skating part and the figure skating parts and the aspects of the points and the technicalities of it. And the license ends there. What I disliked would be, as I mentioned, the setting. It was not suitable for me, for my tastes. I mean, you're free to like if it just didn't meet my expectation. That's the core of it, to be honest. I was just looking for something else, and unfortunately I had picked up thinking that this book was that something else that I was looking for, and it just wasn't. Okay, so the next part I didn't like was the family drama. Listen, the thing was that the family was really supportive of Jasmine, and they had some amazing banter, and pretty functional, I guess. But there was just some times that it was just so melodramatic. Like, I didn't feel it. It was the banter that was the best part of the family, and the bond that they shared, how they would rely and constantly hang out with each other and make plans with each other. As you know, I just live with my mom. It's like we're alone. Like, yeah. So the main character has a great relationship with her mom, and I loved to see that because unfortunately things seem to happen to the parental figures. Moving on, I absolutely loved that. But the other part of it is that I'm not going to spoilers, but there was an incident that happened to one of the family members, and they kind of kept it to themselves, an unfortunate incident. And Jasmine, she felt that she made the person feel that they weren't valuable enough to her, that they weren't a priority for her. So that was the drama and stuff, and I was like, Jasmine, honey, no. Because that incident, that unfortunate incident, it's unfortunate, but why would you make it about yourself? They mentioned that it's not about you, and well, I mean, Jasmine has a valid reason to feel upset because her loved one has been hurt, but to react in such a way to make it about, like, it feels that she's making it about herself, and it felt, it just made Jasmine dislikable to me at that moment in time. And for some reason, that person kinda told Jasmine to keep it a secret from her other family members, and I don't see a reason why. I mean, I get it that the person would try to hide this from Jasmine, maybe, because she will be competing in such big events, such big sporting events soon, and they, I mean, then she, I mean, they didn't want her to feel that extra pressure, but I don't see the reason why they would feel the need to hide it from the others, especially at the cost of, like, revealing it to Jasmine herself. It just didn't make sense to me. And again, after that, the overreaction of Jasmine about making it about herself, that was not appreciated. Although it led to a moment of brief self-reflection, I think that it would have been better to reach that point without that incident used as a plot point. So the next point would be, ooh, a romance. The reason I'm just gonna clarify, I guess, why I mentioned this earlier, but I'm just gonna clarify, I guess, that why I didn't like I basically didn't ship them. I mentioned earlier that it wasn't as well developed as the friendship, and secondly, let me check my notes again. I felt that the book relied way too much on the readers themselves to ship the main couple. And I agree that the romance genre has to rely a bit on the readers to ship the couples to work. But because if no matter how good the romance is, if you don't expect going in that you will ship them, then there is no point in you reading the romance now, is there? It's just a common thing, like, it's an expected aspect of romance books, but what I didn't like is that it relies on that aspect very heavily. I mean, I felt like it assumes that the reader will, just by virtue of being the main character and the hottest guy in the book, that the readers will ship them, with providing no further reasons for me to. I mean, again, disclaimer: reading tastes are subjective. Even if you shipped the main couple for reasons of your own, that does not invalidate that I generally did not ship this couple. Moving on. That was that, and I would like to mention trigger warnings for sexual harassment and sexual assault. Please take my words with a grain of salt, because I'm way new into this, and I'm afraid that my language might be insensitive, but heart's good, okay? It's coming from a genuine place, I guess. Disclaimer. They're as a conventionally attractive female athlete who is also with a social media presence. Jasmine used to get some unasked for, what's the word? Unsolicited. She has almost always received unsolicited pictures and comments and posts about her, which made her feel extremely vulnerable, and she felt extremely vulnerable, and she was not in a good place mentally, and that affected her performances. When Jasmine had to, before this setting actually, Jasmine had to cut off her social media presence and just erased everything, and she has to start it up again because the big competitions are coming. She's competing again, and she'll need donors and endorsers, I think. What Jasmine had to go through, like, restart it, because she had to start off her social media presence again, and she started getting the unsolicited stuff again. And at a scene when Jasmine and Ivan are friends now, right? So they were at her house, and Jasmine was sick, and she had to go to the shower to freshen up, and she came back and saw that Ivan just found those documents that she had of these pictures and stuff, because it has to be used at court, and she had a stalker who would send her letters and videos of him doing the naughties. So she had to keep like a physical proof that for in case it might be needed in court or something, because I don't necessarily remember why, but because I've read it like a week or so ago, but it's still, there is a legitimate reason why she had to keep a physical copy of it. And Ivan was like basically snooping around in the drawers, and her drawer, actually, the bedside drawer, and he found it. And the book kind of tried to just play it off as, oh, that's Ivan, you know, he's so snoopy, of course he'd do that. And I was like, no, I just found that very weird and creepy, because, well, I wouldn't want my friends to go through my private stuff, right? So what made, like, they're just newly like established friendship, and before that she used to hate him and he used to hate her, but you know, the friendship that they have established is relatively like extremely new for the amount of time they had known each other. So and hated each other. So it was just very weird to me that Jasmine would just excuse such behavior and just play it up as, just, oh, it's just Ivan. He's just like that. I should have known that he's gonna snoop around. Like, she didn't even get mad. And that just kind of threw me off the whole book because no, that's weird. First off, and secondly, Ivan basically was very angry. He was basically pissed off because Jasmine would hide such a secret from her as her friend, and that, and also threw kind of a tantrum that no, you're not getting off the hook. You have to explain to me why you have been keeping it from me, how long this has been going on, and etc. etc. He just wants the deeds and would not give it up. And Jasmine was clearly uncomfortable, and that was very weird and creepy. I was just so weirded out by it. I also rented it a lot, which is why I'm just so calm right now, but I was very angry at it, and I just kind of took my energy out at my friends on Twitter. But you see, Jasmine doesn't owe you anything, dude. It's her experience and her trauma to get through. She doesn't need to give you anything. And that's essentially the reason. Like, before that, it was a 3 stars for me because it was a genuinely good romance book, albeit not as slower to my taste, but it was a good enough book that to warrant a 3 stars. But I did not like this aspect of so I just kind of let it down to a 2 stars. So yeah, that's my thoughts on From Lukov with Love by Mariana Zapata. I would love to hear your thoughts on the book, if you have read it, and if you haven't, you can check it out for yourself if you're interested and have a good time reading romances. I kind of tend to read romances like from time to time. Like my biggest, most read genres are romance and fantasy. I'll just go through big chunky books, fantasy books, and then just read romances in between as a palate cleanser. And yeah, so I'm not like a genre connoisseur, but I read semi-regularly. I would identify as a romance reader. So I would like to give a special shout out to my friend Moni Vlogs and Nicole. She and her book, Dare to Live, Dare to Love. She's just an amazing person and she knows her stuff. She is a romance reader, generally she tends to read a lot of romance, and she's very well read on the genre, like hundreds of books actually, and she keeps up to date with the publishing industry and the new releases. So I would the links down below. You please check her out. Yeah. See you next time. Bye.